We may not be traveling too much these days, but if ever your travels take you around Sri Lanka, be on the lookout for our historic travelers' rests, the Ambalamas. Welcome to Kaleidoscope with me, Savithri Rodrigo. Here's the Panavitiya Ambalama, built in the 18th century and housing some of the most beautiful Kandyan wood carvings, especially if you look at the 9 pillars.
Why travel when the power to perform transactions is at your fingertips? Enjoy a 10% cashback on all your utility bill payments with CDB iNet. Activate CDB iNet today. CDB, your friend.
Our aim on Kaleidoscope is to make you feel happy. So if that's what we do, don't forget to press the like sign when you watch us on YouTube, FB and Instagram. On our show, JKH Chairman Krishan Balendra talks about the group's phenomenal performance, plus lots more. We begin our Empower Capital snapshot with some sparkle. The world's largest cluster of star sapphires, now called the Serendipity Sapphire, has been discovered in Sri Lanka, weighing 510 kilograms. That's 2.5 million carats. Sri Lanka's gem and diamond jewellery exports doubled to $183 million this year. Inflation rose to 6.1% for the year ending June, with food and non-food prices continuing to climb. China unveiled the fastest ground vehicle in the world, the high-speed maglev train, which travels at a top speed of 600 kilometers an hour. And China also unveiled the highest hotel in the world, the J Hotel Shanghai Tower, which occupies the top floors of the 2,000-foot tall Shanghai Tower. So that's our Empower Capital snapshot of the week that was. Up next is JKH Chairman Krishan Balendra, HSBC Head of Wholesale Banking Stuart Rogers, and intellectual property lawyer Revan Veerasinghe.
When you lose faith in investing, somewhere in the financial ecosystem, a business loses its potential to grow or even survive. To endure these trying times, we see a broader perspective in investments. We see unconventional areas of investment that will regain your faith in investing. We see businesses that are already growing by taking on the challenges of the new normal. We translate decades of experience into strategies to empower you with innovative investment solutions. We are Empower Capital.
Welcome back. This is our Empower Capital News Capsule. We begin with positive news. In results just released for 30th June 2021, John Keells Holdings announced a group revenue increase of 80% to 38.8 billion rupees in quarter 1 and profit before tax of 1.3 billion rupees compared to a negative 2.4 billion rupees in the same quarter last year. With this phenomenal performance, I asked John Keells Holdings Chairman Krishan Balendra what his outlook is for the group.
Pleased that the John Keells Group had a solid performance in the first quarter of the current financial year. With the restrictions being eased in the month of July, we are seeing, except for the leisure business, all the other businesses returning to near normal levels. Now with the vaccination drive gaining momentum, we are hopeful and confident that the leisure industry will also recover gradually over the next few months.
Apparel consumption will increase a staggering 63% to 102 million tons by 2030. So what does this mean for our ecosystem? HSBC and IUCN launched a first-of-its-kind study as a roadmap to a greener apparel sector in Sri Lanka. Head of Wholesale Banking of HSBC Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Stuart Rogers, summarizes why sustainable financing is an imperative to create a holistic and multi-stakeholder coordination approach.
HSBC is the world's largest trade bank, and apparel is the largest export industry in Sri Lanka. Therefore, there is a natural synergy to work together. The apparel industry, by its nature, contributes to a high environmental footprint, especially in water, energy, chemicals, and waste. Therefore, HSBC was pleased to sponsor this study, partnering with IUCN and industry representatives. The result is a roadmap to a greener apparel sector, identifying 12 key strategies to improve the footprint of the apparel sector. Strategies cover areas such as greening energy sources and buildings, to cleaner production and supply chains, and improving water stewardship. Following the official release of the report, we look forward to working in conjunction with the apparel ecosystem in making the strategies become a reality.
Sellinco Life placed another green pin on its branch map with its newest green branch in Piliyandala. Infusing an investment of 54 million rupees, the three-story branch optimizes natural light, is powered entirely by solar, recycles its water and harvests rainwater. It's been yet another up and down week at the Colombo Stock Exchange. The All Share Price Index was up by 0.3% this week and the average daily turnover was at 2.1 billion rupees. A drop in US crude inventory levels increased demand and supply curbs by OPEC+, helping WTI oil go back to $73 per barrel levels, while gold prices remained lackluster with the price flat from last week's $1,820 per ounce. More often than not, countries depend far too much on commodities to build their economies, and Sri Lanka is no exception, despite having created and designed global groundbreaking technology. So, why aren't we using our human intellect to be more progressive and build our economy? Intellectual property lawyer and consultant legal and intellectual property at Slingtech, Revan Veerasinghe, gives a few pointers.
You need to focus on where the problems lie. You need to look deep into what are the problems faced by consumers and then have teams of people finding solutions to those problems. And the more realistic those solutions are, the more relevant they are catering to these problems, you can create groundbreaking technology that can be sold for millions. Look at all the leading technologies that are found worldwide. They cater to problems faced by consumers. That is the starting point of creating groundbreaking technology. If we Sri Lankans can put together teams of people that will analyze consumers, analyze their needs, and cater realistic solutions to their problems, you can change the course of this economy to greatness.
There were feathers and flowers, pearls and lace. But what is Ascot without the hats? And this year, headline-grabbing masks too came into the spotlight. And that's our Empower Capital News capsule this week.
We are here to better your lives and champion your every goal. With 12 billion rupees worth of customer benefits in 2020 and a life insurance fund worth over 100 billion rupees, our strength is your strength. You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Srilanka Life.
According to the WHO, children born with Down syndrome is about 1 in about 1,000 live births worldwide. It is a chromosomal disorder, but those with Downs live longer and have proven to be contributing productive citizens if only society allows them to. And then there's Nilshani De Silva, or Nili as she has always been known, who never let anything stand in her way. Not the fact that she was born with Downs, had a cleft palate, a hole in the heart, hip dislocations when she was 2 and didn't speak till she was about 6. Her parents were determined that Nili would rise to her full potential, and she has. She went to Bishop's College, sat her O-levels and her A-levels, kept getting prizes and awards from art to the most popular girl in the batch, to reaching for the Stars Award by the Sri Lanka Advancement of Child Development, the All-Round and Special Achievement Awards for guiding, sang with soul sounds in Broadway singers, acted in Jerome De Silva's productions, and is now teaching. But that's not all. Nili decided to go forth and speak on behalf of persons with Down syndrome and has been a featured speaker at numerous forums including the Rotary Club, medical faculty and Women's Day events. So it's truly a pleasure to have Nili De Silva with us on Srilanka Life Let's Talk today. Welcome Nili, good to have you on the show.
Nice to have you.
What made you start giving talks about your experiences?
I want to change the way people think about Down syndrome. People to accept me. Because I was given a chance, I was able to achieve this much. So now I want to encourage others to accept persons like us who are a nickel different to them. By telling others about me, I want to motivate them never to give up when challenges come into their life.
Besides the myriad challenges you have faced, what has been the single most challenge and how did you overcome it?
I had two big challenges. The first was I was not able to talk when I started going to school. It was not easy for me and others. But my friends were able to understand me and they always spoke to me. By the third term of grade 1, I was able to talk with the help of my friends and speech therapy. The second challenge was studying. That is because I can't read and write fast. So I always had to depend on someone to read lessons to me. It was not easy. I was able to learn only one language. So all lessons, notes, textbooks and question papers had to be translated for me. Until grade 6, I had to get special permission to sit for O-levels and A-levels. They appointed persons to read my papers and write down my answers. They also recorded all that. It was not easy at all.
You've often said in your talks that persons with Down syndrome are not sick. They are like everybody else with the same needs. What do you think you would like people like us to know?
People think that Down syndrome is a sickness, but it's not a sickness. It is only a condition, and you can't get infected with Down syndrome. People also think that we can't do things, but if we are given a chance, we can do a lot of things that others do, and we can be a help to the society. We may look different, talk and walk a little differently, but inside us we are the same.
So how would you like society to react to persons with Down syndrome?
First, to be a friend to us and treat us with respect and dignity. Try to understand us, accept us as we are, allow us to do what we are good at. Like me, I am good at craft. I was given a chance to teach craft. So give us a chance. Don't look at us with sympathy. Treat us like everybody else.
Thank you so much for inspiring us on Kaleidoscope and on Srilanka Life Let's Talk with your, I remember you saying, light it up, live it up and do your best.
Why travel when the power to perform transactions is at your fingertips? Enjoy a 10% cashback on all your utility bill payments with CDB iNet. Activate CDB iNet today. CDB, your friend.
Be a Lankan machang. Revel in our diversity and enjoy our differences, and don't let ethno-religious hate ruin our Lankan vibe. That's the message a group of uber-talented friends wanted to share with this song, Sri Lanka Machang. And conceptualizer and co-lyricist Shanukudi Alves says why they came together.
The objective of this music video is actually to counter hate speech narratives that are going around in the country. We've reduced to this community of people who just attack each other based on our ethnic or religious backgrounds when we feel some sort of fear, insecurity or anxiety. And a lot of this is politically instigated. There's not enough moderate voices out there. And I also wanted a way to have this kind of positive framing and messaging to reach those ultra nationalistic minds in a way that they wouldn't, put up their defense barriers and say, okay, moderates versus patriots and all of that happens. So that's why I chose the concept of a song. I wanted it to be vibrant. I wanted it to resonate, with that whole Baila spirit, and to remind people really what makes us Sri Lankan. It is the diversity that makes this island so incredible, and the pride that we have as Sri Lankans comes from this melting pot of history and culture that we belong to, and that's what I wanted to encapsulate in the song.
If you want to hear more of that catchy Sri Lanka Machan song, stay on till the end of the show, and do look for Sri Lanka Machan on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram, and download the song on Spotify, Apple Music and iTunes. And until we see you next week, here's our Kaleidoscope takeaway. You can't have unity without diversity. Richard Twist.
Make